Some people take it more serious.
Yeah, I would take it equally. I've been married, I've raised my kids, I've been divorced.
Yeah.
You know, all the important things are done. Now it's, you know, fluff.
Well, welcome back, everyone. And see some returning faces. Sandy, you're back, I see. So today we're going to talk about new minor forcing. Next week, of course, is the tournament, so there'll be no class next week. But then we'll start over with some more basic stuff. But this, it's always good to go back to basics. New minor forcing I've talked about before. But before I talk about new minor forcing, we'll talk about this particular hand. So your partner opens a club, and first thing we notice is how good is our hand? Yeah, pretty good. 13 high card points. It's an opening hand. So if your partner is opened and you have an opening hand, you know that you want to be how high? In game. At least, you know, your partner might have a really, really good hand, but you want to go make sure that you're at least in game. So we've already answered one question, how high we want to be in game. And our other question is where? What contract do we want to be? Do we want to be in spades, hearts, or no trump? Well, we don't know yet. Our partner might have 3 spades, in which case we want to be in 4 spades. Partner might have, well, they're probably not going to have 5 hearts. So we can almost certainly rule out hearts as a possible final contract. And if we don't find a fit in spades, we probably belong in 3 no trump. But the most important thing we need to figure out is, do we have an 8-card spade fit? So first thing we're going to do is 1 spade. That's something we can do with 4 or more spades. Partner rebids 1 no trump. What does that tell us about their hand?
They don't have four.
Yeah, they don't have 4 spades, and
They don't have
how strong is their hand?
minimal.
Minimum? Yeah. So less than, well, what strength would they need to have to open 1 no trump? 15 to 17. So this is going to show less than 15 high card points. And of course, it's an opening hand, so we can pretty much narrow this down to about 12 to 14 high card points, to be more specific. Okay, so in either whether we're playing standard American or 2/1, doesn't matter. Whenever we bid a suit and rebid that same suit, that normally shows a 6-card suit. So we have some problems. If we're going to bid 2 spades, that promises 6 spades, and it shows a minimum hand. Rebidding 2 of those suits that's already been bid shows only about 6 to 10 points. Partner's supposed to pass. So 2 spades is no good, because that shows 6 to 10 and 6 spades.
It's wrong 2-8.
Yeah. 3 spades is also not a great bid. It promises 6 spades again. And most people will play this as an invitational jump, showing about 11 or 12. Going to the 3 level in a previously bid suit is invitational. So about 11 to 12. Our hand is too strong for that. And of course, we don't have enough spades. So that's no good. Well, what about 4 spades? Well, 4 spades is obviously pretty bad too, because partner might only have 2 spades. So we can't rebid our spades. What about 2 no trump?
Club stopper.
No club stopper. Well, partner bid club, so we're not so worried about the club stopper.
But his 1 club could be only 3.
Yeah, could be only 3.
And it could be without offers.
Well,
Point somewhere else.
it only shows an invitational hand as well.
Yeah, the main problem with this one is this is invitational. Partner might pass if they're minimal. and 3 no trump. So 2 no trump is no good. And 3 no trump is the right strength. And yes, there might be a problem with the club stopper, but partner bid clubs. So if they have any stoppers, it's most likely being clubs. So the general advice is don't worry about stoppers in unbid suits until you've identified one particular unbid suit, not to be worried about. So there are 2 unbid suits. So we would only be worried about diamonds and heart stoppers, and we have those. But the problem with this is partner might have 3 spades. And if partner does have 3 spades, we have a golden 8-card spade fit that we want to get to. So 3 no trump is, if you're playing standard and you haven't been introduced to this new minor forcing, is probably the best of a bunch of not very good choices. But what new minor forcing is one of the main ideas here is it only applies when opener's second bid is either 1 no trump or 2 no trump. Today we're only going to look at the auctions where the rebid is 1 no trump. So what auctions are these? This will be something like 1 club, 1 spade, 1 no trump, 1 diamond, 1 heart, 1 no trump, or maybe 1 heart, 1 spade, 1 no trump. And then any of these bids could be replaced by 2 no trump. So does not apply in the fairly uncommon auction, 1 club, 1 diamond, 1 no trump. The purpose, so the new minor forcing is a toy that only responder can invoke. And this is, we're going to make up a new bid that allows us to find these 5-3 fits, 5 spades and 3 in one hand and 3 in the other. And the bid is, based on the name, you can probably guess what it is responder's second bid is an unbid minor, or a new minor. So here that would make our new minor forcing bid. See, if we start 1 club, 1 spade, 1 no trump, the other minor is 2 diamonds. 2 diamonds is a new minor, so this would be 2 diamonds is new minor forcing. Here in this auction where opener started with the diamond, new minor is 2 clubs. And here, when partner opened with a heart, then our new minor is either one. In this particular case, when you have a choice of both minors, because the auction started 1 heart, 1 spade, 1 no trump, the general advice is to bid your better minor. And that will help you get to your appropriate no trump games when they're available, when both of you have both the minor stops.
So it's not an artificial bid?
It's still an artificial bid.
It doesn't have to say anything about close for time.
Right. Here, these are all artificial bids. You might be bidding this on just a singleton in that suit.
At least you're saying you have the choice.
Yeah, but if you have a choice here, you pick the better one.
So when you say better one, if we're looking at this hand over here,
Mhm.
would it be the one that you have a 3 of a suit or the one you have a stopper?
Um,
Which is the better suit?
probably the one with more concentration. So if we here, it doesn't really apply to this hand because if partner opened a heart, we would have immediately raised hearts.
Oh,
So,
I-
but let's say we have just 2 here. So, and maybe the auction started 1 heart, 1 spade, 1 no trump. That's a difficult choice whether you want to start with either 2 clubs next or 2 diamonds next. And I would say length is more important than strength in general. Something like let's see, 5, 4, 2, 2 right now.
So generally,
Generally speaking.
length is better.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So going back to our example hand, if partner started with 1 club, we responded 1 spade, they rebid 1 no trump. Well, we have this is satisfied. Opener second bid was 1 no trump, and so we want to use new minor forcing to find our 5-3 pick. So here we bid 2 diamonds, and partner is supposed to alert. And if asked, they're supposed to say that's new minor forcing, or it shows 5 spades and an invitational or better hand. I'll get to what this bid actually shows in just a moment. But now partner could bid 2 spades. And what does that mean? Well, they bid 1 no trump, saying they don't have 4, but now they bid 2 spades, and now they're saying they do have 3. And so now that we know that there's a 5-3 spade bid, we can just go up to game.
No, what if they don't have an opening hand?
Then they wouldn't have opened.
No, I mean, responder.
Oh, responder. Let's go to the requirements. So what are you supposed to have when you invoke this bid? So well, first of all, in order to use this, you have to have at least invitational values, which we can define as about 11 or more points. So invitational values of about 11 or more points, and generally, you may find other hands in some books. They'll talk about other ways to use new minor forcing, but the general procedure, the general reason to use this is because you have 5 cards in your own major. Because you have 5 cards, you don't want to rebid the suit because that would show 6, and you don't want to raise no trump because that gives up completely on playing the contract in your major suit. So you have to do something else, and that's what this new minor forcing is. That something else. So these are basically the only 2 requirements that you have. So so we've made it hearts this time because 1 club, 1 heart, 1 no trump,
Or 2
2 diamonds, the new minor. You have 11 or more points. In this case, you have a full opening hand. You want to force to game. And then if your partner shows that they have hearts, you can bid the game in hearts.
And as soon as you bid the new minor, then your partner needs to alert
Mm-hmm.
and say a new minor.
Yeah. So partner would alert this.
Can you speak
Yeah.
to if your partner doesn't alert something you know that should be alerted? You don't say anything during the game, but you wait till after.
Yeah. If you know your partner is supposed to alert your bid and they don't, then what the proper procedure depends on whether you are the declarer, or your side becomes the declaring side, or the opponents become the declaring side. If you end up being the declaring side, as soon as the auction is over, that means the third pass has gone on the table, you're supposed to call the director and explain what happened. My partner was supposed to alert this and they didn't. The director will have some options to help rectify the situation. But if you're the defending side, you have to wait until the hand is over, including the play, because by giving away that information, you're also giving it to your partner who still is participating in the hand through the card play. So you have to wait till that entire hand is over if you're defending. But then you call the director. Yeah, still call the director and say, okay, way back in the auction, I made this 2-diamond bid. My partner didn't alert.
One experienced partner I had would use the phrase failure to alert, and we often would play off.
Yeah.
And I think that was when we declared.
Yeah. Many people will just say failure to alert, and the opponents will say, okay, that's no big deal. We don't need to call the director. But technically, the director should be involved immediately at that point, because the opponents are waiving some of their rights when they say, let's not call the director. Okay. So now, what about okay, so now we're all the way up to opener's third bid, because they opened in a suit, they've rebid one no trump, and their partner has made this new minor forcing bid. So now it's opener's third bid. What should they do in response to this new minor forcing, besides alerting and explaining it to their opponents? Well, there are basically a list of priorities. So whichever of these propositions you run into first, you should take the appropriate action. So you should first show an unbid major. And specifically, this can only be hearts. If the auction is gone, let's say I've opened one club and partners bid one spade and I've bid one no trump, and now my partner bids 2 diamonds, new minor forcing. Hearts is an unbid major, and I could have 4 hearts, and I can show that. But if it goes 1 club, 1 heart, 1 no trump, we've already denied 4 spades, so we can't come back and then show 4 spades. So it's impossible in this auction. The only time you can have an unbid major is when it's hearts. So I'll just go ahead and put that up.
Do you agree, though, responder should not have 4 hearts in your first example?
Here, responder could have 4 hearts.
No, the 1 club, 1 spade.
1 club, 1 spade. If they have 5 hearts and 4 spades,
right,
or 5 spades and 4 hearts, I mean,
they could have.
they would bid the spades first. So they can still have 4 hearts.
When the person who opens it, the opener, they bid the two hearts, they're showing that they don't have 3 spades, but they do have 4 hearts.
No, this is your first priority. So this says I have 4 hearts, but I haven't said anything about my spades.
Oh, okay. So you're not saying that you have 3 spades. You're just not. You're not saying you don't have 3 spades. You're just saying that you do have 4 hearts. So you're bidding
Right.
up the ladder.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah. Ellen, did you?
For unbid major, you have to have at least 4.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So you show an unbid major, which has to be hearts in a when responders' first response was in spades. And now our second priority is to support support responders major with 3 cards. Okay, and that's the example auction I had way at the beginning. 1 club, 1 spade, 1 no trump, new minor forcing, which in this case is diamonds, 2 spades promises at least 3 spades.
And so when one club, 1 5,
Mhm.
you have 4 spades, you should bid the 4 spades, not 1 no trump.
Right. Yes, you should always bid your 4 card majors before you get to 1 no trump, if there's room.
So then 2 minus 1 does not apply then.
Right. Right. 1 club, 1 heart, 1 no trump. Opener does not have 4 spades. New minor forcing still applies because you might still have 3 hearts, but there's no chance that you have spades and didn't bid it.
Back to number 1.
Mhm.
Is it technically feasible you could have 5 hearts?
No, because you would open 1 heart if you have 5.
Don't you open 1?
Hmm?
If you have both, wouldn't you open 1?
You would open 1 spade if you had spades and hearts. But here you open 1 club or 1 diamond.
Oh, that's right.
So how are you going to have 5 hearts when you open 3?
We get
Yeah.
present.
Yeah, Sandy.
Okay. Opener is a club and then a heart on the next bid. What does responder do?
If opener bids a club and
Like
then a
if you were
heart on the
showing
second.
what opener did, what does responder do then?
If we're doing, you're saying like, are you talking about this auction?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, responder might have a hand like this.
Yeah, but what if he doesn't have 4 hearts?
Right. If you don't have 4 hearts, so if you have a hand more like this, then you can just go back and bid your spade, saying, partner, turns out I wasn't interested in hearts. I'm still interested in spades.
Even with only 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you could just go back to no trump, saying, partner, I'm not matching with your hearts. But what's the reason I would have bid 2 clubs or new minor forcing? I have spades. So a partner could come back and bid spades next. At the appropriate level. Saying, so now we know quite a bit about their hand. They have 3 spades and 4 hearts, and that's 7 cards. They have 6 cards in the minors. So we know they have at least 4 diamonds and probably 2 clubs because they're balanced. That's a other time. You might open a minor with a 5-card major, but only if your minor is longer than your major. So if you had 6 diamonds and 5 hearts, you might open a diamond with 5 hearts. But there's no world where your second bid is one no trump in that case.
Okay. In that scenario,
Mhm.
if it is 3 hearts, like 1 diamond, 1 spade, 1 no trump, 2 clubs, is indicating 5 spades.
Mhm.
You have 3 spades, and 3 hearts. At that time, you come back and you take spade. And what does your
So you're saying opener bid 2 spades?
yeah, now you say that I have 3 of your spades,
Mm-hmm.
and I do not have 4 hearts. That's what
Yeah.
saying, right?
Yeah, this shows 3 spades and not 4 hearts. And responder knows exactly what to do now.
What you really go to 4 directly?
Yeah. Yeah. Remember the conversation of bidding is always what suit or what strain and how high. Now you have to answer to both. You have an 8-card spade fit, so you know you want to be in spades. How high? Well, partner is only 12 to 14, and you have exactly an opening hand. So this slam is out of the question, and you want to be in a game. So you're just going to bid a game in spades. That's 4 spades. There's no further questions needed to answer the conversation of bidding.
So when does it end at no trump? Because it's also a 3 level no trump also is possible, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, partner might not have 3 spades, and they might not have 4 hearts. So if we can't meet any of these 2 priorities, we can bid no trump with we can bid stoppers, bid no trump with stoppers and unbid suits. We can also
Well, except for the artificial. Well, that is the
right. Well, let's see. So in this auction, as the example, 1 diamond, 1 spade, 1 no trump. The 2 unbid suits, clubs is still going to be an unbid suit because 2 clubs is artificial. So if as opener I had good hearts and clubs, or at least a stopper in both, I would bid no trump.
So here, right, there are like, I'm mostly with making coins. My partner is most fun is 11 coins. They're still at 24. Still 50 games.
Yeah.
So when do you stop?
The auction might be, let's say we had something like this. So here we have about 11 or more points. 4, 7, 9, 11. So this might go 2 clubs. We're trying to answer 2 questions: how high and because we don't know if we're blowing a game or not. Partner might bid 2 no trump, which is going to be priority 3. But I haven't told you that if you have a maximum, if you have a 14-point hand instead of a 12-point hand, you should jump in each of these cases. So this 2 no trump